The park was quiet, the air thick with the scent of old wood and dry leaves. Chase leaned forward, his eyes locked onto the board. With a steady hand, he slid his queen across the checkered surface. Chase completed the trap. He leaned back, satisfied. Checkmate. The old man's weathered fingers hovered over the board, searching for a move that didn't exist, trembling slightly. Finally, he sighed, a heavy sound of defeat, and pushed his king over. "Damn! How did you—" the old man muttered under his breath while searching for his pipe. "How about a rematch?" Chase grinned, gathering his belongings from the table. "I would, but I have an appointment. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Rematch before work." The old man, dissatisfied, smirked. "Sound like you're chicken." Chase smiled before leaving the old man frowning. Chase headed for the parking lot. The old man said something, but Chase couldn't hear it over the ringing in his ears, walking towards his vehicle, while the old man takes a seat at the coffee shop. The waitress approached the old man. Chase reached for his handle. His gut was screaming. Something felt wrong. Something was about to happen. He felt it. The ground began to shake violently beneath him. Pavement cracked and buckled under his feet. A roar tore through the earth, deep, primal, something ancient awakening. Sounding like a beast waking from a long sleep. Chase stumbled, his balance stripped away in an instant. The wind hit like nothing natural, holding on to the pole as it warped beneath his grip, bending in impossible directions. Thrown to the ground, Chase slowly raised. He spun toward the shop. The old man huddled under the awning. The building collapsed, dust erupting outward. The blast slammed Chase to the ground, burying him in debris. She stared at the collapsing skyline as the earth heaved. Explosions detonated in sequence 1, 2, 3 each blast, shaking the pavement, echoing throughout the city. Chase scrambled to his feet, his heart hammering against his ribs. Through the rising smoke, he saw something. She stood frozen in the intersection as dust swallowed the street. Concrete plunged from above, seconds from impact. No thought, pure instinct. He sprinted, unbelievable speed, dashing through debris and across the cracking pavement toward the girl. Concrete slab continuing to plummet behind him. Sprinting forward, he launched into a high arc and twisted through the falling debris. Landing hard, he pivoted and grabbed her wrist, yanking her sideways as a boulder thundered past, wrenching her out the way. A boulder obliterated the spot they'd just left. Before you could blink, rubble poured into the street. More explosions began to erupt simultaneously. Debris rained down. Chase pulled her close. "We need to move." She stared at him, silent, eyes wide with terror. He sees the falling concrete reflecting through her eyes. Scooping her up quickly, pavement crumbled beneath his feet, shielded her from heavy debris raining down. 15 feet away, another building exploded. The explosion forced him off his feet, thrusting them both through a set of glass doors, shattering into millions of glinting shards. He wrapped around her mid-fall, cushioning her body with his own, as they landed hard on the ground. A stone wall sealed the entrance, trapping them inside. More buildings exploded throughout the city. Bombs detonated in waves, some closer than others, creating a chaotic rhythm of destruction. Chase hauled her toward the stairwell. The floor cracked open beneath them, furniture plummeting into darkness. He yanked her away from the desk before it fell. They bolted up the stairs, dust searing their lungs. Behind them, the building crumbled, each collapse thundering, shaking the ground, threatening to pull them under. A beam exploded with a gunshot crack. Chase threw himself in front of her, taking the hit, absorbing the impact as rubble rained down, crushing the only way out. He looked up, the ceiling spiderwebbed with 1,000 fractures and spreading. He forced himself to stay calm for the little girl's sake. He knew there was nowhere else left to run. Even as panic clawed at his chest, he remains calm. He bowed his head, shielding her life with his own. The structure began to crumble. Chase dropped to his knees, pulling the girl into a final protective embrace. Her grip tightens. The structure gave way. A final avalanche of steel and stone buried Chase in the lobby in darkness. Then, the roaring stopped. Silence fell over the ruins, heavy and absolute.